In the 1970s, a charming and handsome young man named Ted Bundy was on the rise, but beneath his charismatic exterior, a sinister secret lurked. Ted Bundy's smile was disarming, but his actions were deadly. You think you know the story of Ted Bundy, but do you really? Join us as we delve into the shocking true story of America's most infamous serial killer. The Ted Bundy Story. Theodore Robert Bundy, known to the world as Ted Bundy, was one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. Born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, Ted's life was marked by a complex mix of intelligence, charm, and brutality. Early life. Ted's early life was shrouded in uncertainty. His mother, Eleanor Louise Cowell, was unmarried at the time of his birth, and Ted's biological father's identity remains unknown. Eleanor's parents, Samuel and Eleanor Cowell, adopted Ted and raised him as their own in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ted's childhood was marked by a sense of instability and insecurity. He struggled to find his place in the world and was often at odds with his adoptive parents. Despite these challenges, Ted proved to be an intelligent and charismatic young man, earning excellent grades in school and developing a passion for politics. Education and early crimes. Ted attended the University of Washington, where he studied psychology and became involved in politics. He worked as a volunteer on Nelson Rockefeller's presidential campaign and even landed a job at the Republican Party headquarters in Seattle. However, beneath his charming and ambitious exterior, Ted was developing a dark and sinister persona. He began committing burglaries and thefts, often targeting wealthy homes and businesses. In 1966, Ted was arrested for suspicion of burglary, but he managed to talk his way out of trouble. The murders. Ted's killing spree began in 1974, when he abducted and murdered Joni Lenz, a 19-year-old University of Washington student. Over the next 4 years, Ted would go on to murder numerous young women and girls, often using his charm and good looks to lure them to their deaths. Some of Ted's most notable victims include Linda Ann Healy, a 21-year-old University of Washington student, Janice Ott and Denise Naslund, 2 women abducted from Lake Sammamish State Park in Washington, Deborah Kent, a 17-year-old high school student from Utah, and Margaret Bowman and Lisa Levy, 2 Florida State University students. Ted's methods were calculating and brutal. He would often target young women with long hair, usually wearing it in a ponytail or a bun. He would approach them in public places, feigning injury or disability, and gain their trust before abducting and murdering them. Arrest and trials. Ted was first arrested in 1975 for suspicion of kidnapping, but he managed to escape from custody twice before being recaptured in 1978. He was subsequently tried and convicted of multiple murders in Florida, Utah, and Colorado. Ted's trials were highly publicized, with many of his victims' families attending the proceedings. Ted represented himself in court, using his charm and intelligence to try and sway the jury. However, the evidence against him was overwhelming, and he was ultimately sentenced to death. Execution. Ted Bundy was executed in Florida's electric chair on January 24, 1989, at the age of 42. In the hours leading up to his execution, Ted confessed to 30 murders, although some estimates put the number of victims at over 100. Psychological analysis. Ted Bundy's motivations and psychological makeup have been extensively studied. He was diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, and his crimes were characterized by a lack of empathy, impulsivity, and a desire for control. In the end, Ted Bundy's story serves as a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most charming and charismatic individuals.